Ada yang banyak dosanya. Ayo, tobat dulu. Perasaan dulu di sini juga kan ya kelas 10-nya? Ya, dulu kita di sini. Kamu pernah ngajak-ngajak Jumat itu ya? Soalnya langsung nunjuk ke situ, berarti kamu pelakunya. Oke, see you. Oke, berarti ini dimatikan.
Udah mending naik dulu. Selesai.
Nyala. Somebody, please give you some response. Kamu punya Koko?
Punya.
Dulu sekolah di sini juga?
Iya.
Soalnya mirip siapa ya?
Si Albert.
Siapa?
Si Albert.
Albert. Iya kah? Ah, mirip banget. Dulu. Okay, can you hear me?
Ya, Miss.
Cas.
Ya, Miss.
Okay, thank you. Please open your camera. On cam ya, please. I would like to check your attendance. Cuman mau ngecek absen doang. Please on cam dulu. Nah, kok absennya nggak ada ya? Okay. Let me check. Adril? Dulu nggak ada ya, nggak join. Aldi?
Hadir, Miss.
Oke, di sana ya. Angela? Oh, Feby ya? Kenapa jadi Angela? Ansel?
Hadir, Miss.
Oke. Cardella? Risto?
Hadir, Miss.
Christopher Felix?
Hadir, Miss.
Oke, Devina?
Hadir, Miss.
Nico? Gregorius Reza?
Hadir, Miss.
Hansen? Hansen. Julian? RJ? Okay. Maria Kathleen? Oke, nice. Maria Christina?
Hadir, Miss.
Oke. Maximilianus Edward. Maximilianus Zeus.
Hadir, Miss.
Okay. Nicholas Davin. Miguel.
Hadir, Miss.
Okay. Nicholas Giovanni. Patrick.
Hadir, Miss.
Okay. Rafael. Regina.
Hadir, Miss.
Samuel. Okay. Ciela.
Hadir, Miss.
Okay. Stella. Ada yang belum absen? Terakhir tanggal berapa ya? Saya lupa. Wait. Tanggal 14. Adil waktu itu hadir. Berarti telat ya joinnya. Di sininya A, mau Pak. Are you sure that you were there? Katakan saja, berarti terlambat. Dia pada di alpha kan? Okay. As I told you in the previous lesson, terserah ya kalian mau on cam ataupun off cam. I hope that you are still there. Tetap ya diperhatikan. Okay, in the previous meeting, I have explained about the procedures, the rule for listening part C, and today let's practice. Yeah, let's try to listen and then try to answer the questions for each session. Let me share screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, thank you for the response.
TOEFL exercise, skills 10 through 12.
Okay, as I told you, for the TOEFL test, it will be better if you read the option, the optional answer. Jadi baca dulu pilihan jawaban sebelum kalian mendengarkan si pertanyaannya ataupun nanti long talks-nya. Actually, the first questions atau misalkan pertanyaan pertama itu kalian bisa jawab dengan mengidentifikasi atau dengan membaca semua pilihan jawaban di nomor yang lainnya. Dan itu pasti berhubungan. Harus terwakili semuanya. Oke, kalau kita perhatikan di sini ada an artist, a circus performer, John Ringling, tour guide. Berarti ini orang, pasti pertanyaannya who, siapa? Siapa yang lagi ngomong atau siapa terhadap siapa. Jadi pertanyaan who itu pasti seputar itu. Nah, sekarang kita identifikasi. Simple ya. Di sini ada Sarasota, Florida, berarti tempat ya. Ada Rubens, ada circus, ada paintings, circus lagi, paintings lagi, parade, parade ya, portrait, museum, circus, bus, dan Ringlings. Nah, kalau nanti kalian menemukan nama, misalkan di sini ada John Ringlings, dia nama. Di sini ada nama lagi. Nah, ini pasti bukan kemungkinan jawabannya. Ya, pasti lebih ke profesi, bukan ke nama. Lebih ke profesi, bukan ke nama. Kalau kalian menemukan nama lagi di option yang lain, pasti bukan ke situ. Berarti kemungkinan jawabannya antara artist, circus performer, dengan tour guide. Nah, sekarang kalian simpulkan dari semuanya, kira-kira yang mana? Apakah dia artis, apakah circus performer, ataukah tour guide? Harus mewakili semua pilihan jawaban. Jangan sampai ada yang terlewat. Circus, are you sure? Are you sure? Circus? Circus performer? Harus semuanya terwakilkan. Hah? Artis, kenapa artis? Number 2 ada paintings.
Number 3, kalau kayak B atau yang B. Ada A.
Oke, kalau ada sirkus nggak mungkin ngebahas tentang paintings ya, itu bertolak belakang. Oke, kalau dia tentang artis, oke, sirkus juga dia bisa termasuk artis ya, seniman juga ya. Nah, sekarang pertanyaan saya, apa hubungannya dengan bus?
Museum melihat painting atau sirkus by bus.
By bus. Melihat sirkus by bus. Oke. Oke. Berarti yang ngomongnya itu pasti artis. Kalian yakin itu? Bisa sirkus juga? Kita lihat di sini, di Florida, kemudian mulai sirkus, kemudian dia ada tentang paintingsnya, membahas tentang museum. Jadi ada museum, ada sirkus, ada paintings, ada parade, dan ada bis. Sebetulnya sederhana kalau kalian simpulkan, harus semuanya terwakili ya. Gak mungkin sirkus aja ini di sini. Nah, kalau kalian nggak yakin, kalian bisa mendengarkan the first statement, selalu the first statement untuk pertanyaan pertama. Apapun jenis pertanyaannya, mau what, who, where, when, why, how, pasti ada in the first statement. Setelah itu, kalian harus pindah ke pertanyaan nomor 2.
Page 61. In this exercise, you will use all of the information that you learned in skills 10 through 12. Questions 1 through 4. Listen to a description of the Ringling Museum.
In a few minutes, we'll be arriving at the Ringling Museum in Sarasota, Florida. This museum was
Nah,
built...
itu the first statement. Tour guide. Kenapa tour guide?
Karena dianya kayak
Ada kata apa tadi?
we are going to arriving.
Oke, we'll be arriving. Kita akan tiba. Itu pasti yang ngomongnya tour guide. Dan logikanya di sini dia nyuruh return to the bus. Balik lagi ke bis. Kita akan nonton sirkus, kita akan datang atau mengunjungi museum, akan masuk ke museum, akan melihat parade. Itu pasti yang ngomong itu tour guide karena semuanya memungkinkan, ya kan? Kalau artis enggak, hanya sebagian. Circus performer juga hanya sebagian. Nah, itu pasti ada di first statement. Kalau kalian masih nggak yakin juga, you can listen to the end atau in the last statement. Bisa didengarkan nanti di terakhir. Sekarang langsung pindah ke nomor 2.
By John Ringling and his wife Mabel. John Ringling became famous as one of the Ringling Brothers, who formed the Ringling Brothers Circus. We'll be visiting 2 areas, the Museum of Art and the Circus Gallery. The Museum of Art contains some excellent Baroque paintings, including some by Rubens. The Circus Gallery contains items from circuses of years past, including a 100-year-old circus parade wagon. Enjoy your visit to the Ringling Museum. I'll see you back at the bus in 3 hours.
Okay, in the last statement, I'll see you back at the bus in the 3 hours. Berarti nyuruh balik lagi ke bis, itu pasti tour guide yang ngomong gitu. Gak mungkin artisnya ataupun circus performer. Oke, tadi pertanyaan nomor 1.
Number 1. Who is probably talking?
Oke, tadi jawabannya adalah tour guide.
Number 2. Why did John Ringling become famous?
Why?
He started
Oke, started circus. Tadi kalau kalian mendengar lagi di sini ada.
We'll be arriving at the Ringling Museum in Sarasota, Florida. This museum was built by John Ringling and his wife Mabel. John Ringling became famous as one of the Ringling Brothers, who formed the Ringling Brothers Circus.
Who formed the
We'll be
Ringling?
visiting 2 areas.
Who form, membentuk, berarti itu memulai. Who form a Ringling Brothers Circus. Itu jawabannya. Jadi pakai kosakata lain ya, bukan pakai started, dia pakai kata form.
Museum of Art and the Circus.
Sekarang number 3.
Number 3. What is included in the circus gallery?
What is included in the circus gallery?
parade wagon.
Hmm?
100-year-old parade wagon.
Parade wagon. Okay, how do you know?
Because the speakers say that the museum will show a 100 years old parade wagon.
Okay, and before that, tadi juga disebutkan ada circus item, right?
Yes,
Okay, however, not modern, but in the past it means old circus equipment. Kalau ada past, oh berarti masa lalu bukan, nggak mungkin modern. Pasti dia lebih ke old circus equipment-nya. Dan logikanya, kalau dia membahasnya tentang sirkus, apa yang ada di sirkus nggak mungkin paintings, nggak mungkin juga portrait. Kemungkinannya antara yang A dengan yang C. Gitu ya. Jadi pakai logic juga di sini. Next, number 4.
Number 4. What should the people do in 3 hours?
What should the people do in 3 hours? Return to the bus. Itu in the last statement. Pasti ada di akhir banget. Gitu ya. Oke, next move. To the next audio. To the next long talk. Oke, sekarang kita identifikasi ini. Untuk menjawab pertanyaan nomor 5. The first questions untuk the next long talks. Can you conclude? Kira-kira yang mana nih? Pasti pertanyaannya what ya. It was faster. Kalau tahun kita nggak ada clue-nya ya, itu nggak mempengaruhi apa-apa. Tapi ada it was faster, it was more efficient, it was more individualized, it was cheaper, increase slowly, increase quickly, remain about the same, it decrease. Kira-kira yang dibahas apa? A car, kenapa? Faster, oke, mungkin nggak inventor faster. Apanya ya, yang nggak jelas itu. Apanya yang lebih cepat? Tapi kita bisa langsung mengerucut ya ke car. Apakah betul dia ngebahas tentang car? Let's listen.
Questions 5 through 8. Listen to a lecture by a business professor.
Henry Ford's Model T automobile is a great example of the benefit of mass production. Henry Ford introduced the Model T in 1908.
Oke, tadi ke ini ya, kepotong sebentar. Ulangi lagi.
5 through 8. Listen to a lecture by a business professor.
Henry Ford's Model T automobile is a great example of the...
Questions 5 through 8.
Sorry ya.
Listen to a lecture by a business professor.
Henry Ford's Model T automobile is a great example of the benefits of mass production. Henry Ford introduced the Model T in 08.
Okay, number 5. A company?
Because he has stated that Henry Ford motor is a...
Okay, thank you. Ada yang lain? Kenapa car? Okay, good. Automobile. Keywordnya itu. Okay, automobile. Tapi kita belum dengerin pertanyaannya apa. Tapi kita lanjut dulu ya. Kita sampai akhir dulu.
Mass production. Henry Ford introduced the Model T in 1908. These first Model T cars weren't mass-produced. They were sold for a price of $850 each. The Model T cars were very popular, and many people wanted to own them. To meet this high demand, Henry Ford designed the first major assembly line. With this assembly line, cars could be produced more quickly, efficiently, and cheaply. Using the assembly line method of production, the company was able to produce 1,000 identical cars a day. The price of the Model T dropped from $850 to $440 per car by 1914. The price dropped even further to $290 per car by 1924. This example clearly demonstrates the effect that mass production can have on prices.
Number 5. What is the Model T?
Okay, the question is, what is the Model T? Berarti bukan ke Henry Ford-nya tadi ya, bukan ke company-nya. Tapi jawabannya adalah a car, karena tadi ada automobile disebutnya, automobile. Okay, next questions.
Number 6. When was the Model T introduced?
When?
1908.
Oke, 1908. Dia menyebutkan 1 tahun itu ya. Oke, ada yang mau bertanya? Atau ada yang jawab tadi ya? Oke, 1908. Karena hanya 1 tahun itu yang disebutkan. Itu jelas banget. Next, number 7.
Number 7. What was not true about assembly line production by Ford?
What was not true?
It was more individualized.
Okay, It was more individualized. Why? In the audio. Okay, good. Karena tadi disebutkan it was quickly. Coba ya kita lihat lagi. Cheaply, efficiently. Yes.
This assembly line, cars could be produced more quickly, efficiently, and cheaply.
Nah, kalau nanti, sorry. Nah, kalau nanti kalian mendengar itu di option quickly, quick sama dengan fast kan? Quickly, okay, faster. Efficiently, more efficient. Cheaply, okay, cheaper. Itu disebutkan tiga-tiganya ada di option. Pasti nanti pertanyaannya adalah yang not true, yang tidak disebutkan, yang tidak ada hubungannya dengan long talks-nya. Berarti cari yang bedanya satu itu. It's so simple actually. Okay. Next, number 8. Are you sleeping?
Number 8. What happened to the price of the Model T over time?
Ya? D, kenapa? Coba dengarkan lagi question-nya.
Number 8. What happened to the price of the Model T over time?
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I told you that there will be the synonym word from the option. Coba dengerin lagi teksnya.
$440 per car by auction. The company was able to produce 1,000 identical cars a day. The price of the Model T dropped from $850 to $440 per car by 1914. The price dropped even further to $290 per car by 1924.
Oke, ada kata apa? Drop. Drop, turun. Berarti yang decrease. Itu. Always using synonym atau ya synonym words. Jadi nggak kayak tadi ada perwakilannya quickly jadi fast, ya quick jadi fast. Ini juga pasti ada sinonimnya. Automobile jadi car. Itu yang namanya tuple. Simple sekali. Oke, please go ahead. Gampang ya? Oke, sekarang saya mau coba kalian identifikasi lagi ini. Number 9. Bisa nggak nih? Ini pasti pertanyaannya who lagi ya. Karena lebih ke ya lebih ke who atau whom mungkin. Right, thesis, graduate, undergraduate student. Yang A? Oke, ada yang jawab A, katanya ada yang lain? Yang di rumah ada yang mau jawab? Ya ada? Oke, sekarang kita dengerin ya. To make sure.
Questions 9 through 12. Listen to a talk by a university graduate student advisor.
Hello, I'm Ms. Barker, the graduate advisor in the psychology department. You should all be new graduate students in the department.
Oke, itu first statement ya. Itu first statementnya. Sekarang kalian pindah ke number 10-nya.
Because I'm your advisor, we'll be seeing a lot of each other during your studies. Today, I'd like to explain a choice that you have to make about your program in psychology. You must decide how you want to finish your program. At the end of this program, you must do one of two things. Either you must write a thesis, or you must take comprehensive exams. Let me tell you a little bit about each of them. A thesis is a long research paper, perhaps 100 or 200 pages long. It's an in-depth study of one area from your graduate studies. Comprehensive exams are exams that cover all of the material in your graduate program. If you want to one program, so you would write a thesis, or if you'd like for general program, you would take comprehensive exams. You don't need to decide today about a thesis or comprehensive exams. You have 6 months to think about it.
Oke, kalian bisa jawab pertanyaan nomor terakhir nggak, nomor 12? D ya?
Yang D, Miss.
Ya, yang D ya. Kenapa D?
6 months.
Nah, good. Itu pakai synonym word, pakai kosakata lain. Kalian belum dengar pertanyaannya apa, tapi kalian bisa langsung jawab itu. Paling gampang tuh pertanyaan yang pertama dengan yang terakhir, karena gampang. Kalau yang tengah mungkin kita kalau udah ke ini, oh ya yang tadi apa ya udah kelewat misalkan. Tapi kalau yang pertama dan terakhir itu harusnya kalian bisa benar semua. Karena kita lihat pertanyaan yang pertama.
Who is Miss Barker talking to?
Okay, who is Miss Barker talking to? Kalau will soon graduates, it mean yang dibahasnya itu tentang graduation. Will soon graduate berarti tentang graduation. Apakah dibahas tentang graduation-nya? No. Berarti graduate students in the psychology department. Hati-hati ya, ini memang agak mengecoh nih antara yang A dengan yang C. B dengan D jelas salah, karena itu dia yang ngomongnya. Tapi kan ini yang ditanya adalah dia berbicara ke siapa. Oke, next. How about number 10?
Number 10. What choice do the students have to make?
A.
Miss.
Oke. Sebetulnya tadi ada kata either or. Ya, yes, very good. A. Ada kata either to write thesis or take an exam. Kata either itu diganti dengan kata whether. Very good. Udah benar lagi ya, benar 2. Nice. Next number 11. Udah jawabannya sih.
Number 11. What are comprehensive exams?
Ya? C. Oke. Wah, udah canggih. Berarti udah nggak perlu belajar lagi ya. Should we continue? Should.
Questions 9 through 12.
Nomor 12-nya belum ya? Oh, iya.
Exams.
Sekarang pastikan nomor 12-nya benar nggak? D nih.
Number 12. When do students need to make the decision?
When? Tadi? Oke, within a half a year. Karena tadi bilang 6 months. Oke. Mau disudahi saja atau lanjut? Up to me. Kalau saya pengennya lanjut sih sampai habis istirahat. Wait ya. I still have a lot. Saya masih punya sebenarnya. Oke, gini deh. Kita analisis lagi ya. Sebentar lagi. 2 menit lagi.
Questions 47 through 50.
Sebentar. Sebelum mendengarkan audionya lagi, kalian bisa jawab nomor 47 nggak nih? Ini rada panjang nih bahasanya. Ya? Berarti yang mana? A, B, C, or D? Oh, ke listening dulu. Sebetulnya tidak harus.
It's B.
Ya?
I think it's B.
Donald or Burger?
Donald.
Donald, why?
Most of the aspect of these exercises offers about poetry and
Okay, this is talking about poetry, poem, udah jelas ya. Di sini ada the beauty of American democracy, the plans, poetry, collection of poem, kemudian ini judul-judulnya. Pasti ada hubungan, kalau yang namanya puisi itu pasti ada hubungannya dengan literatur atau literature, kesusastraan. Pasti jawabannya yang ini, yang D. Nice. Gitu ya. Bisa kan? Oke. Nanti itu ada hubungannya dengan pertanyaan nomor 50 juga. Oke, kita dengarkan sekarang.
Listen to an instructor talk to her class about Walt Whitman.
The topic of today's lecture is Walt Whitman, an American poet and author of the renowned collection of poems, Leaves of Grass. This volume of
Nah, itu
poems...
first statement. Jelas ya, ada kata apa? Poem tadi ya, Leaf of Grass. Jadi puisi tentang si Leaf of Grass itu. Pasti yang D jawabannya nanti ya. Kita lanjutkan.
is a celebration of America, full of pride in the United States and reverence for the goals of American democracy. Whitman began writing Leaves of Grass in the middle of the 19th century, and the first edition appeared in 1855 with only 12 poems. Several other editions of Leaves of Grass appeared throughout Whitman's lifetime with additional poems. Leaves of Grass grew and matured right along with Whitman. The longest and best-known poem in Leaves of Grass is Song of Myself, which appeared in the first edition. The poem, When Lilacs Last and the Dooryard Bloomed, was added to a later edition. This poem...
It's going on.
65, and contained Whitman's reflections on that event. Lincoln's death occurred in April, in the spring, in a season of new life. This poem reflects that spring can be at the same time a period of death and a period of rebirth.
Number 47. This lecture would probably be a part of which course?
Oke, berarti course-nya apa? Tadi ya, jawabannya yang D, 19th Century American Literature. Oke. Nomor 50 bisa jawab nggak tadi? The last statement-nya tadi apa? Oke, coba dengerin lagi.
Whitman's reflections on that event. Lincoln's death occurred in April, in the spring, in a season of new life. This poem reflects that spring can be at the same time a period of death and a period of rebirth.
Number 47. This lecture would probably be a part of which course? Number 48. What is the most common theme in Leaves of Grass?
Oke, common theme. Temanya apa? Tadi yang dibahas tentang, kalau di sini dia tentang American Literature, berarti di sini pasti ada nyambung juga. Oke, the beauty of American democracy. Gitu. Next.
Number 49. It describes Leaves of Grass.
What is best described? This is about?
Young D.
Young D, yes. It's a volume of poetry that grew with its author. Kita bentar lagi istirahat, waktunya harusnya habis nih. Wait, the last one.
Number 50. Which is the longest and best known poem by Whitman?
No. Cliff of Grace kan dibahasnya di awal-awal. Apa? Yangtze, are you sure? Dengerin the last statement. I told you.
Lincoln's death occurred in April, in the spring, in a season of new life. This poem reflects that spring can be at the same time a period of death and a period of rebirth.
Yang mana?
Number 47.
Bingung?
This lecture would
Yard Bloom was added to a later edition. This poem was written at the time of Abraham Lincoln's death in 1865 and contained Whitman's reflections on that event. Lincoln's death occurred in April, in the spring, in a season of new life. This poem reflects that spring can be at the same time a period of death and a period of rebirth.
Number 47.
Song of
This
Myself.
lecture would probably be a part
The reflection of Song of Myself ini. Terlalu cepat ya ngomongnya. Okay, so you need practice, I think. Okay, I think that's all for today. Kita latihan lagi ya. Kayaknya harus latihan lagi ya dari listening ya. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. You can enjoy your break time. You can leave from this meeting